Hey everyone, welcome to the March Meet and Greet series. Today is being sponsored by STV. We'll be talking about automated vehicles. My name is Dan Corey, and I'm our VP as well as our National Director of Mobility Technologies for STV. Been with the company for almost 10 months now, building this practice. Prior to, I have almost 28 years of experience in the strategic deployment, uh, design, and planning of ITS and other automated systems. John, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks, Dan. My name's John Egger. My role at STV, I'm the Senior Operations Manager for our Mobility Technologies Group. So I've been with STV for the past 9 months with a total of 16 years experience to bring to the table today in technology design and deployments as we discuss autonomous vehicles. And next, Dan's going to talk a little bit about the types of services we offer within our Mobility Technologies Group at STV.
This is our shameless plug for all those who are listening. So for mobility technologies, our goal really starts in the center of this pinwheel, which is our mobility data and analytics team. We have 18 different data scientists who are helping us in that strategy creation, as well as the planning and designing for automating connected vehicles, connected cities and resiliency, which for us, a lot of it is broadband deployment, mixed mobility and the creation of mobility hubs, how we could bring those together in communities, your traditional intelligent transportation systems, cybersecurity, and electric vehicle and electrification. All those areas within the pinwheel are done by our services on the outside, anywhere from planning to testing and operations. So that's what we do here at STV on the mobility technology side, and we hope you would join us as well. John, next slide. So we figure as we're talking about automated vehicles, we want to first define the levels of automation. So by raise of hand, as you're watching this at home or with friends and family, if you've ever heard of the 6 levels of SAE levels of automation. For those who have, fantastic. For those who haven't, we're going to start talking about levels 0, 1, 2, and 3, which are part of the ADAS or ADAS system, which is the Advanced Driver Assistance System, where basically we're using technology to help the driver function in the functionality of the vehicle. So it's the technology is helping the driver. And 3, 4, and 5, it's ADS, which is the automated driving system. Zero levels 1 and 2, you can think about as either having braking or automated braking and acceleration or lane assist in level 1. In level 2, it's both of those, braking and acceleration as well as lane assist. And then 3, 4, and 5 is basically starting off with the driver is a necessity in level 3, but it's not required to monitor the environment around. Where levels 4 and 5 is the vehicle is capable of performing all the driving functions under certain conditions in level 4 and all conditions in level 5. So that kind of gives an overall level set of what the levels of automation are. And John's going to talk a little bit about the different types of automated vehicles that we're seeing here in the country. John.
Thanks, Dan. The various types and shapes and sizes of automation that we see right now can just be displayed in the photos that you can see on your screen. If we start at the bottom left, you can have something like a futuristic concept car, like the vehicle shown. It was developed in Europe, and it shows the car as an extension of the living space of the house. In the two middle photos, you can see examples of PDDs, or what we refer to as personal delivery devices. The one to the left is the Amazon Scout, which is currently active in the Texas region for package delivery. And the one to the right is a company called Neuro that's partnered with Domino's that's currently testing deliveries if you're in the Houston metro area. The autonomous tractor trailer that you see up to your top right is from a company called Too Simple, which is another driverless tech company. It's currently testing trucks along a route from Arizona to Oklahoma City. And what we're really starting to see in the space with autonomous tractor trailers is where that last mile delivery is encompassed by autonomous trucks and the freight delivery. The middle photo there is an autonomous mining vehicle from a company called Komatsu. And there's also farming vehicles that are currently active with companies such as John Deere out in industry. And then to cap things off, the final vehicle in the top left may just look like a regular passenger vehicle, but this is actually a photo of the new Philadelphia Navy Yard autonomous shuttle, which is a partner project between Philadelphia Industrial Development Corporation, or PIDC, PennDOT, DVRPC, Perun Robotics, Drexel, and our colleagues at AECOM. This next slide is a slide to show how much the market share has really changed in the autonomous vehicle space since 2020. The market's really projected in 2023 for 170 billion and then really expected to grow to 1.8 trillion by the end of the decade, which is about an average of 30% growth per year in that market share. And what we're really seeing here at STV is not only just the market share in personal vehicles, but how autonomous vehicles can shape and support a lot of our clients in the transit, airport, marine, and freight spaces. Next, Dan's going to explain more about how autonomous vehicles work.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that. So, really love this graphic, which shows the sensor suite that's being utilized for most autonomous vehicles. And we're going to start from the furthest away, where we're using that dark green, where it's the long range radar. And for those who have that level 2 or level 3 automation on their vehicles, if you have that adaptive cruise control, you have your vehicle set at 80 miles an hour going on I-95, and you get close to a vehicle in front of you, your vehicle will slowly slow down to match that distance that you have set. Coming in next to that is LiDAR, light emitting radar, which is actually a 360 degree look around the vehicle. And that is basically used for emergency braking, pedestrian detection, or collision avoidance. And the key for this is that that's that emergency stopping that you have to do. You see that that vehicle come out in front of you, or that child run across the street, or an object that could potentially fall. It's really that LiDAR that's seeing that. Next is the camera system. That camera system is looking to recognize things such as traffic signs or traffic signals. Is it a stop sign? Is it a red, yellow, or green device? Also, lane departure warning. Are you within the painted stripes? So when you see a lot of those first few areas that have to be improved for roadways for autonomous vehicles, it's due to the camera use. Then you start looking at short and medium range radar, which is that lighter green. And that's really for that cross traffic. If you've ever been backing out of your car, out of your driveway or out of an area, and your alarm goes off in your car because a vehicle's coming from the left or from the right, that's that short and medium range radar. That's also using those blind spot detections when that little light pops up on your rear view mirror or your side mirrors of your car. That's that short range radar. And then finally, ultrasound is when we're getting to those really tight spaces, like you're doing parallel parking here in the city. And before you bump into the bumper of the car in front of you or the bumper in the one in back of you, it's going to be that ultrasound that's going to be detecting that. So that gives you an overall view of what the sensor suite is like on an autonomous vehicle. Now, next, what we're going to talk a little bit about is the Philadelphia Automated Shuttle. And again, John had mentioned this is a project that's being done from our friends at PIDC, PennDOT, DVRPC, Drone Robotics, Drexel, and our friends at AECOM. And John and I had worked on this when we were there, helped it from the grant application phase to almost deployment. And what the real need of this is, and what we see in industry, is the use of autonomy is best when we're connecting point A to point B, or an origin and destination. That was perfect for here in Philadelphia, where there was that last mile missing from NRG station, where the sports complex is, down to the Navy Yard. And that 1 mile of connection, if we extended out the Broad Street line, would cost about $1.3 billion. So we utilized an automated shuttle to determine and connect people between those 2 points. We start off in the magenta area, the Navy Yard, was about that 2-mile loop that were connecting employees and customers of the Navy Yard to different areas, such as food locations, the hotel, or as well as to medical areas. And then lastly, in that green area, we see how we could connect both the Navy Yard to the station, making sure that we're going at highway speeds in mixed traffic. And John, if you go forward, we'll talk about that vehicle again that John had mentioned. What's really special about this vehicle is that it's fully electric, that it will hold 11 passengers. It does have a range of somewhere between 120 and 150 miles. And what's great about that is you could do multiple loops around the Navy Yard, as well as up to NRG Station without having to be charged on a routine basis. Again, it's highway speed. And what was key for this project was it was a FMVSS, which is the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard, which basically is that a car has to withstand an impact at 25 miles an hour or more, and that's what this vehicle does. It also was a Buy America vehicle, and as we mentioned before, ADA compliant. So when the late spring and summer come, please look forward to going down to the Navy Yard and being connected between that and an NRG station. So that's a little bit of autonomy that's being done here within the city and within the state. So to wrap up our quick 10 minutes for you talking about automation, a couple things. We talked about that levels of automation. Remember levels 0 through 5. And again, the difference between ADAS, ADAS, and who remembers what that was? That was the Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, or ADS, which is the Automated Driving Systems. We talked about the automated vehicle growth in the industry. We see going up 30% every year in the uses that can be done, as John had mentioned. And again, we talked about the Navy Yard project. We look forward to talking to you all more about autonomous vehicles and the work that STV is doing on March 29th at the STV office at 1818 Market Street. There's John and my name, as well as our email addresses. Please feel free to reach out to us. We look forward to speaking with you again on the 29th and potentially look forward to potentially having you as part of our team here at STV. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you soon.